Oh shit, what a weekend we just had when it came to the Kohberger case. Now, many of us saw the Dateline special. That's what you expect. That's exactly what the fuck it was. It was for special people. Many of us saw the Dateline episode in which they got into Kohberger. They talked about quite a few things. We're going to talk about that here today. We're going to talk about the potential plea bargain that everybody thinks he might take here today. We will be live today later on about 12:30 to discuss what happens as he's indicted today in court by a grand jury. Guys, I'm JB Gunner. This is Crime Time. Today we're going to be talking about Kohberger having some hoes. Let's just call it what it is. Y'all think he's an incel, but there's fat bitches with red hair claiming that he was trying to fuck him, which truth of it is she probably did fuck him. But then we also got a story that was released on Dateline about how a woman was so into Kohberger when she was having problems, she called him, probably her man, to fix it. I'm JB Gunner. Let's go ahead and get on into it. Let's do it. Let's go.
Bring it back.
Boy, y'all was interrupting my ass getting all damn weekend because I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. I was on the phone fucking with y'all because, well, a lot of y'all, y'all are so, sheepishly attached to the mainstream media. It is bizarre. As long as the mainstream media tells you it happened or it's the case, hence, you guys will just suck them off at all times. You guys do not critically think. As long as the people you consider the authorities, as JLR likes to say, you guys, as long as they say it, you'll just suck them right off. You act as if the government, the police, the news media, none of them has ever lied. You act as if my Operation Mockingbird doesn't exist. It's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Today, what we're going to be talking about is Bryan Kohberger and some of the accusations prior to the live stream we're going to do later that went his direction after Dateline NBC dropped a new special called Killing on King Road or whatever the fuck it was called, right? Guys, before we get into this, though, I want to say first and foremost, thank you to everybody that supports the channel, regardless of the method you choose, whether it's Cash App, Patreon, Venmo, PayPal. Truth is, guys, I couldn't do this each and every day as often as I do on a variety of channels if it was not for you, the Gun Squad. Big shout out to you. I love you guys. You guys are what makes this thing happen. And to the rest of you, if you too find my content valuable, you're not a freeloading motherfucker, feel free to hit the links down below. Support the channel. Join the Gun Squad today. Definitely appreciate every last one of you. While you're down there, look, man, if we share the same politics or whatever, feel free to click the links. Check out my political channel, my other live stream channel, where shit gets kind of, we do some drinking and we have some fun. Check out them channels, gaming channel, whatever it may be. But let's get into this story, this commentary for today. I'm going to make this as short as possible because I am going to be live streaming on two different channels for two different reasons here today. I'm going to try to get you guys the information as it comes out of the courts as soon as possible. Now, for you guys that don't know, and you don't, for instance, I know a lot of you guys don't have Peacock, you don't live in the U.S., so you didn't get a chance to see the Dateline special. I'll try to summarize it as this. The Dateline special basically gave us 4 new pieces of news, if you believe them. 2 pro-Kohberger, 2 anti-Kohberger. Now, let me first tell you the ones that I believe are 2 pro-Kohberger pieces of news. Number 1, the IDs found at his house, none of them, and I mean none of them, according to this report, belong to anyone in that house. Not the victims, not the chicks, not the 2 surviving broads, none of it. Then another thing is that it was revealed that he never jumped into the DMs of anybody. So you gotta put these 2 together. Do you believe News Nation and their garbage, or do you believe Dateline, or are they both garbage? Who the fuck knows? But right now, what is being said on national television and on Dateline is that Bryan Kohberger didn't have anybody in his house's IDs, and he was never stalking them and jumped in anybody's fucking DMs. Bam! Jesus Christ. And you know what's going to happen? And you commenters going to be like, you're a Bryan Kohberger fangirl. Why? Because I'm telling you the fucking truth, the same shit the TV show you watch said. You guys are the ones who've been there all this time. He's been stalking them in their inboxes and he felt rejected and he killed them. Well, then why did you say that? How come the ID? Ain't you the people that told me he's got their IDs, JB? Well, where are they? Now, let's go ahead and move on to this because there is a couple things that they said that could possibly be anti-Kohberger. They claim that he ordered a K-bar and a knife sheath off Amazon. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean he committed any murders. Now, however, though, I guess the question would be, is if he did order the sheath and the knife, does he still have it? Does he still have it in any of his possessions? Does it still exist? And if not, then where did he get rid of it to? Did he give it to somebody for drugs? Did he happen to leave it under a broad's body? Who the fuck knows? Or next to the body? I don't know. But I will say that yes, if he ordered a K-bar knife and a knife sheath, yeah, it's a little, I got to side-eye that a little bit, but it still does not mean he did it. Once again, they're not using the knife sheath as evidence. But we'll get back to that. Because there was another thing that they said, and it was that Bryan Kohberger's sister, now he has two sisters, one that lives in the house in Pennsylvania, and then one that lives in New Jersey, is like a retard person. What does she do? Anyways, I don't know. She does something with mental health with people or some shit, psychology, I don't fucking know. But anyway, apparently when she came down, they say when she came down for Christmas, that Bryan Kohberger was wearing latex gloves. And she thought to herself, man, he must have committed the IDAHO murder. So apparently she got all the family together, and I guess while Kohberger was just sitting around there jerking his dick or something, she got the family to all go out there and rummage through his car. Now, do you really believe that? And by the way, who would know that information? Who would leak that information? That's all I'm going to say. And let me ask you this question. If Kohberger was wearing latex gloves everywhere, why wouldn't he have been wearing latex gloves on the drive home to Idaho? Any of them body cam videos, did you see Bryan Kohberger in latex gloves? Did anybody in the school recall him having cuts or latex gloves as he went back to school after the murders? Did anybody recall any of that? Nah, I didn't think so. But anyway, then we're going to get into some other issues because there was a claim on this and it's went mainstream. And there's something I want to, well, let me also say this. Remember this broad, the TikTok broad? By the way, fat women with colored hair, if you swipe right on them and you get to their rooms and you're watching movies together, trust me, they're not fucking you. There's no way in fuck this fat woman did not suck Bryan Kohberger's dick if that even happened. But I want you to understand, she's married now, so coming out 6 years, 7 years later, she can't come out and say, yeah, I was sucking his dick. She can't do it. She's got to lie because her husband's listening. She can't let her husband know I was a fat Tinder whore back in the day. But trust me, as someone that's fucked a lot of fat Tinder whores, I can tell you right now, every single one of them are letting you fuck the first night, and especially if you're watching movies. So Bryan Kohberger, by the way, I just want to make this clear. Bryan Kohberger being romantic and being like, here, let me tickle you and rub on you. Trust me, fat chicks love that shit. All chicks love that shit. Trust me, if she was watching a second movie, listen, one mistake, okay? So you watch one movie with him. You call him up and you watch one movie with him, and then I would understand you breaking it off then. But trust me, if they're watching a second movie with you, it's because they're trying to push for something a little bit more. I'm asking all you people watching this, how many people did you invite to your house to watch, to Netflix and chill, watch 2 movies with and not fuck? I'm asking all the adults in the room of fucking age, none of you fucking 70-year-olds. I'm asking all people here that dicks still rise, that pussy still get wet, how many of you have invited people into your house, watched multiple movies with them and not did anything? Especially if you're under the age of 40. Stop it. This fat woman is lying. She's just wanting to keep the fact that she sucked off Bryan Kohberger away from her husband. And anyone that doesn't understand that, it's because you never fucked married bitches before. I'm sorry for you. It is what it is. But if you had, you would understand why this woman's lying. She doesn't want to be known for being the chick that sucked off Bryan Kohberger. But I would imagine, because look at Kohberger, in shape. Kohberger is way above her pay grade. Kohberger is a fucking master, has a master's degree, getting a PhD. He's fit. Bryan Kohberger is easily easily out of that fat woman's league, and you know it. You fucking know it. Fat women like that just get, we understand they got head. We understand that, and that's okay. That's okay. But let's stop acting as if she was somehow rejecting Kohberger. Get the fuck out of here. Women like that don't bring you up to the rooms to do nothing and just reject motherfuckers going for the PhDs and shit. Okay, it was 7 years ago. Fine. But I'm just being honest. Women that's swiping right, trust me, they're taking the load. You get the point. And every woman here swiping right, you know I'm telling the truth. Motherfucking church girls and innocent women don't swipe right. It's just the truth. But anyway, let's go ahead. I know that's going to trigger some of y'all. I don't give a fuck. You don't have to be here. If you don't like what I say, you can leave. Period. Now let's get to this, because this has become mainstream media. Idaho quadruple murder suspect Bryan Kohberger broke into the apartment of a female colleague, then installed security cameras to spy on her when she asked for help months before brutal killings. Now, I want you to see what they're trying to do. I'm going to tell you, in the documentary, they told a story. I want you to see how these people are labeling this, including News Nation. I want you to understand what we're seeing here. Bryan Kohberger had a girlfriend, which nobody wants to talk about. They just act like it's some regular friend. In fact, let's just go ahead and read the article. Dateline claimed that Kohberger is being looked into as a suspect for the break-in during the fall of 2022. He suggested to his female coworker that she install video cameras for safety reasons. Now, I want you to understand, that's how they're trying to word it, because they don't want you to think Bryan Kohberger was smashing. Ladies, let me ask you a question. Somebody is creeping around your house, breaking in, moving shit. You don't call the cops, but the first person you call is... who? A coworker? No, you're going to call the man in your life, the man you're dealing with. Am I right or am I wrong? So I want you to picture yourself as this girl, because I'm going to tell you the story. So she notices things that have been moving and missing around in her house, right? Nothing was stolen, but moving around. It felt odd to her. And so she felt odd about it. She felt a little nervous, a little anxious about it. And so she didn't call the police, though. The first person she called was Bryan Kohberger. As a lady, as a woman, what does that tell you? As men, what does that tell you? It means he's the guy that I look at as a potential protector, someone that can help me fix this problem, which is typically an avenue that women take when they trust or feel comfortable or safe with the man. That usually is because you're fucking him or with him. He suggested to his female coworker that she install video camera, which if he was the one doing it, why in the fuck would he recommend that you install security surveillance? Hey, why don't you install security surveillance so you can record me doing the foul shit? It comes ahead of his arraignment hearing on Latah County Court. We already know this. Suspected killer Bryan Kohberger allegedly broke into a female colleague. There is no allegedly. Well, yeah, it is allegedly, because you motherfuckers are accusing him of doing it. To get her that, and move items around to get her to ask for his help before installing security cameras. It's weird that you people think that that's exactly how that would work. You think dudes thinking it. I want you to understand, all you people think Kohberger's so stupid, but then you believe he's this fucking smart. He's thinking as hell, if I just move shit around, she'll call me and ask for help, and then I'll tell her to get us some cameras and put them in her house, and then I'll put them on my phone, and then I'll be able to get the fuck out of here. There's something wrong with you goopers. It's that simple. There's something wrong with you. The 28-year-old criminology student had befriended a woman at Washington State University in Pullman. That means he was probably dating and fucking her. Kohberger is suspected of breaking into the property and moving items around, but not stealing anything, which resulted in his colleague contacting him instead of the police. The woman, who has not been identified, asked the suspected killer to come over to assist her, and he reportedly suggested she install a surveillance system in the property. Now, let me ask you a question. Ring, 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 ring. What's up? JB. What? Hey, can you come over to the house real quick? I got some issues over here, and I need some advice. Motherfuckers are in here moving shit around. Can you come over by real quick? Yeah, I'm on the way. Doesn't that sound like a conversation of people that are extremely close, not just coworkers? Doesn't that sound like some, oh shit, baby, Something's not right here. Will you come here, protect me, save me, help me? Yeah, baby, I'm on the way. Now, doesn't that sound more realistic than the shit we're reading right here? Doesn't that sound a lot more realistic? But this guy and these people on Dateline, this is what they want to accuse him of. Dateline claims that he offered to put in the video network, which she agreed to. Though now authorities believe he could have accessed it remotely because he knew her Wi-Fi password. The FBI profiler Greg Cooper claims that his incident was a step in the progression of Kohberger's alleged offending. It was upping the ante. I would expect that he orchestrated the whole thing. He was not looking at her as a potential victim necessarily. No, he was fucking her and he was trying to help her out. But he orchestrated it. I hope he sues all these motherfuckers. But he orchestrated it so she would come to him and that he would be able to help her. It was another level of power and domination and control over another person. Can you believe this shit? Can you believe this shit? And it was not just the Daily Mail. Let's look at these cocksucker let's look at these jackasses. News Nation, of course News Nation is going to do it. Kohberger, the title of the video is Kohberger broke into a female colleague's home. This is disgusting.
The Idaho murders case, suspected killer Bryan Kohberger is set to be arraigned on Monday morning at 9 a.m. This comes after a grand jury indicted him on 4 counts of first-degree murder on Tuesday. Now we are learning more about the suspects from Kohberger's own family, along with another bombshell allegation claiming the suspect, Bryan Kohberger, was involved in another crime that happened.
This isn't an allegation. It's suspicion. It's just a jackass saying, well, maybe he did this. And let me tell you another thing they said. They said Bryan Kohberger, listen, the way Dateline did this, they talked about an incident in the neighborhood, right? 4 months before Kohberger got there, right? They said that somebody broke into one of these college girls' cars and took all the stuff and put it in her suitcase and took her panties and put it in a cup. And they're like, could Kohberger have done it? Well, no, he wasn't there. This happened in March. I want you to understand he was not there. They're like, but maybe Kohberger came out here and did it. It's no different than fucking this that I'm about to show you right here. It's no different than this right here. JLR saying Bryan Kohberger and the unsolved mysteries of Katie Janice and her dog Bowie. Now look, man, I'm learning to hate JLR a lot less. I still think he's a little goofy, a little weird. But look, he's out there working it, a little Energizer Bunny, little motherfucker. Whatever. I ain't gonna hate on that man. But they believe that Bryan Kohberger came down here to Atlanta, Piedmont Park, and murdered a woman and her dog and jumped back up to Pennsylvania. What? By the way, this was during his courses at Pullman University. So they believe that Kohberger came down here to one of the most dangerous cities in the nation. Kohberger, who's not from the ghetto. Now, I'm from Chicago, and even I ain't going to Piedmont Park. I'm from the hood, and even I ain't going to fucking Atlanta. You think Kohberger came down here to a city that's already killing each other all the time? You think he came down here and was walking around Piedmont Park, walking around Atlanta in the fucking hood and shit, just looking for bitches and the dogs to stab? Boy, y'all got some fucking shit. Y'all will make up anything. Y'all will literally make up anything. But if you look at the Dateline producer right here, he says, so we believe this woman might have been one of the PhD students whom Kohberger shared an office with at WSU. So you don't think it's possible he was potentially fucking a chick that he shared an office with? We could never confirm this, of course, but you still put it on your fucking television show, you sack of shit. You sack of fucking monkey shit. This is why I side. This is why I'm telling you. You can say I'm siding with a killer all you want. No, I'm siding with innocent until proven guilty. Bryan Kohberger, I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon. I'm not going to join your mob. You can suck my dick. I'm not going to join your mob of attacking currently what's an innocent man, and so everybody can just gang fucking rape the shit out of Bryan Kohberger. That's exactly what you're doing. Let the man go to trial. If he's guilty, he's guilty. If he's not, he's not.
For these murders. Now, this incident involved his female co-worker at Washington State University. According to a Dateline report, someone allegedly broke into the woman's apartment and moved things around. Instead of calling police, the co-worker called Kohberger, who suggested and helped her install security cameras. But the report says,
Gee, I wonder why somebody would call their friend, possibly boyfriend, that is a major, has a master's in criminology. I wonder why somebody would call their friend that they're probably sucking off and ask them what to do about a criminal situation, and he's a master's going for his PhD. Like, these people don't fucking think. They will just throw shit at Kohberger all day. Here's the thing. You guys got a little bit. You guys got the sheets. You got the DNA. I don't know why you got to keep just stacking this dumb shit on him. Can we focus on the evidence that you think may be legit? How about that?
Kohberger was behind that break-in and used those cameras to spy on her. Let's bring in now News Nation national security contributor, former CIA officer and FBI special agent Tracy Walder. Tracy, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Always great to see you. So first, let's start with this new allegation, which claims Kohberger broke into his female colleague's
It's not an
home
allegation.
and how he used this.
I mean, it is an allegation, but it's an allegation by some random motherfucker. It's all it is speculation. But aren't these all the same people that tell us that YouTubers and online sleuths can't speculate? Ain't that what these motherfuckers are?
Incident to spy on her. What does this claim tell you about Kohberger himself?
So, look, we have to take all of these as just claims, right? We don't necessarily have multiple sources reporting that this is true. If this is true, and if this indeed happened, it really does point to his sort of pattern of stalking. I have always believed, it's just my personal opinion.
What in the same goddamn thing where you're talking about pattern from stalking, but you claim that he didn't have the IDs and wasn't in the inboxes? What pattern of stalking? What pattern of stalking? Sue them all, Kohberger. Sue every last guy. That's the fuck face right there. I'm with you, baby. Go ahead. Never mind. You got my attention.
That, the victims in the Idaho Kings Road house were not randomly selected. I do believe that in some way he stalked them, whether that was digitally or physically, we don't know. And so what this could point to is a pattern of stalking in that he was surveilling this person remotely or in some kind of digital way. So that's what this would help point to.
And another huge claim from that Dateline report involves Kohberger's older sister. During the time of the killing, she noticed that her brother was wearing latex gloves around their parents' home and that he drove the white car police were searching for nationwide. That sister also suggested her brother was behind the killing. So now he reported that an ID and other evidence was taken from Kohberger's parents' home. What's the likelihood that his own family helped investigators discover that evidence if these claims...
Okay, but then why aren't they saying what Dateline said? Why aren't they saying that the ID didn't match the victims or anyone in the house?
...are true?
If these claims are true, I wouldn't be surprised that someone in his family suspected that he was involved in this. If he was walking around wearing latex gloves consistently, dumping his trash and neighbors' trash, and even going through his own trash and making sure that there was nothing suspect in it. He drives a white Hyundai. He lived close to the scene of the crime. I think those are all valid inferences, quite frankly, that members of his family could have made. But I could see people being on both sides of the fence. I could see his sister perhaps making a claim like this and someone like his father sort of in a way brushing that off. I would imagine it's very hard.
Everything is speculative. This is bullshit. Let's just call it what it is. This is all starting to become goofy as fuck. And here's what's crazy. Is all of these people act like I'm the crazy one for not believing all this bullshit when continuously all we keep hearing is how most of the shit we all believed in or that the news is reporting is all bullshit. We can go all the way back to, like I said, the IDs. We can go to the jumping in the inbox. Hell, we can even go on the phone pings. Once you learn there's like a 27 square mile radius for the phone pings for them towers, and he lived 8 miles away, how do you still buy that? Now, the one thing I will say is that surveillance footage of his Elantra or of a Elantra, that could be problematic. I'm a fair guy, but a lot of the a lot of the rumors that's existed, he's an incel, he's a loner, but we got this fat bitch right here telling you, no, I was there. We got this other situation where we're clearly talking about Kohberger being at least close enough to another woman to where they trusted her enough to give him a call. There you go, Sleuthie, I see you. Anyway, no, even if you look at Sleuthie shit, there was something I was going to show you guys on Sleuthie shit that was matter, because they also brought up Papa Roger. Oh, he must be Papa Roger. Look, man, there's proof right here. Dave Perry, before Papa Roger was talking about a knife sheath. Papa Roger didn't necessarily make that shit up, but everybody's like, he's got to be Papa Roger because he mentioned a knife sheath, JB. No, he doesn't have to be Papa Roger. In fact, most people believe he isn't. Now let's take a look about something when it comes to today, because everybody's like, can he plead guilty? Will he plead guilty? No, he's not going to plead guilty because he'd be a dumb motherfucker. This is the person that said he wanted to be exonerated. But what I will tell you is that the court system never actually convicts fucking anybody. 94% of felony convictions at the state level and 97% at the federal level are the result of a plea bargain. Just so you understand this. That's the way this shit works. Now I ask you, knowing those numbers, only 2% of federal criminal defendants, I'm just using that as an example, go to trial. And most who do are found guilty. So when you're looking at federal crimes, but right currently I believe we're still on a state crime. The reason I'm bringing this up is because most cases in America, period, murder, anything else, they do cop out to plea bargains. Do you truly believe Bryan Kohberger is going to cop out to this? So all of you people that are like, at trial, Kohberger's ass is grass, really? You think so? You think so? Because like I've told you a million times, if there's just one motherfucker in the jury that thinks like me, he's going home. And you could see clearly in my comment section and every comment section around this case, there are plenty of people on this planet that think just like me. That think, there's a doubt, there's a reasonable doubt here. That's the truth about this case. So the only way I see him going down is if he signs a plea bargain. 97% do. Will he be one of those? That's what this all boils down to. Right now, you need to ask yourself, do you think Bryan Kohberger will plead guilty? Say, I did it. That's what it takes for you to be right. That's what it takes for you to be right, is to believe that Bryan Kohberger will, with this kind of evidence, this minute amount of evidence, will say, yes, I did it. He'll have his first opportunity today. Will he do it? I don't think so. I can't see this man ever saying the words, I did it. By your own theory. How many times have you guys said Bryan Kohberger likes to explain himself and prove he's always right? He likes to be the smartest guy in the room. Pleading guilty to capital murder is not being the smartest guy in the room. Mic drop. So no, he's not going to plead guilty no matter how much you motherfuckers think he will. So he will be one of the people that do not. And since 97% of convictions come from plea bargains, I guess we're rolling dice, ain't we, baby? That's right. I'm JB Gunner. This is Crime Time. If you like what I do here and you want to support the channel, if you find my content valuable, hit the links down below. Show your boys some love. Make it worth my while. I got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? But most importantly, let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? I think Kohberger's got chicks. That's the reason she called him and says, can you come fix this? Can you come help me? No, I don't think he was monitoring her camera. But if he was, that still doesn't mean he was going to murder anybody. It could just mean he wants to see some pussy once in a while. Something better than that. I'm JB Gunner. This is Crime Time. I love you guys. See you soon. Peace out.